What's up, everyone? Vlad here with another edition of Speed Notes. Remember, not everything on this video is up to date. These are the PTS patch notes. However, I will make sure to keep the link down below in the description up to date, so that way you have the most current information. Today we'll be going over patch 4.9, which is due to hit PC on Tuesday, May 23rd, and on console Tuesday, May 30th. But let's get right into it. So the new god is being released, Daji. She is a Chinese assassin. Her passive is basically a Bastet bleed. Her basic attacks add a damage over time that can stack. Her first ability is a basic attack steroid, and it's a single hit. So you activate it, it powers up your next basic attack, and it does instant burst damage as well as damage over time. 1,000 cuts is a cone like attack, and what she does is she slices 4 times. She gets increased movement speed as well as immune to slows, I think slows and roots maybe, and she also takes less damage if she gets hit from the back. Her third ability is a teleport. She can only teleport to enemy gods or allied gods, and if she teleports to an enemy, she does damage to them, and she does damage to enemies that are close by. Her ult is really weird. Like, imagine an on her pillar combined with an Ares ult. So basically, she summons this pillar underneath her, and and then from there she can send chains out onto enemies. So you get 3 of them, and if you hit somebody with them, once the duration is finished, all those enemies get pulled into the pillar. So I'll have her lore, her reveal, and all of her abilities from High-Res God Reveal. I'll have it all linked below so you can see them in a little bit more detail and actually play it out. But she seems a lot like Serket, where she kind of like Serket, but Serket's a lot more mobile. But sort of that just all in one god and see what happens. But she doesn't have the escape ability that Serket does. So that's it for Daji, and she has a recolor skin right there as well, Vixen. A couple skins, Stone Sentinel Camazotz, kind of like a gargoyle, looks pretty cool, I'm excited. Nebula Medusa, which is in the theme of the Cosmic Soul, and the other Agni skin, looks great. Another Ninja Kuzumbo skin, a pretty sick looking like goth princess Jing Wei skin called Storm Raven. I think it looks really great. Excited to see it in game. Ganesh gets his mastery skins. Couple emotes, we're not going to go over those here. Miscellaneous changes, nothing crazy. Stone of Binding, Rune Forge, Ganesh, all bug fixes. Nothing super impactful. If you want to see them, the patch notes will be below, and definitely take a look at those. This is a really big change when it comes to experience in the game. They're basically adjusting the experience that you get from 1 to 4 to try to account for some early game nonsense, I guess you could call it, that players were able to exploit and get ahead early. So they're making those changes, as well as an increased base health on the Gold Fury, decreased base gold on the Gold Fury, as well as a decrease in gold for the Portal Demon. Item changes. Mark of the Vanguard is getting a reduced passive flat damage reduction. Chronos Pendant is going to increase magical power. Emerald Mail, which is the tier 2 into Gauntlet of Thebes and Mail of Renewal and one other one, is getting an increase in health, and Gauntlet of Thebes is getting a decrease in health. So it just won't be it won't be as strong as it is right now. Stone of Fall is getting reduced in cost. Thousandfold Blade, which I believe is the tier 2, going into Stone Cutting Sword and Heartseeker and Masamune, it's getting an increase in power. Shifter Shield is getting a kind of a cool change, where the passive is just more prevalent. So the base stats that you get from the item aren't as strong, but you'll get a lot more power if you have high health, and you'll get a lot more protections if you have low health. Moving on to god changes, Chrononos is getting a nerf, getting a decreased physical power scaling on the Summer Heat. Bramble Blast is getting an increase in cooldown. Chunga is getting an increase in cooldown on the immunity, and an increase in cooldown on the Moonflower Dance, which I believe is her heal. Correct me if I'm wrong. Erlang is getting increased base power and increased attack speed per level, so he'll be a little bit stronger, which will be nice. Good to see him. It'll be nice to see him, a little bit more of him. Guan Yu is getting increased physical power scaling on his Warrior's Will, and his Towel Assault is getting an increased duration of protection steal. And it goes all the way up to 5 seconds, so I think that could be super impactful as far as his protections go, so that's an interesting change. Hades is getting a bit of a nerf. They're going to keep the burst damage that they gave him with the last patch, but they are going to give an increased cooldown on Death from Below, and decreased cooldown on Shroud of Darkness, which is his silence, and a decreased magical power scaling on the Detonate heal of Devourer's Souls. Odin is also getting a buff, kind of out of nowhere, but I don't think it's too big of a change. It'll help his late game, definitely, but his slow, the Gungnir's Might, where he spins and slows, it's getting increased damage, and before only the first swing would slow, and now both swings will slow, so a little bit of a change, good change. Susanoo, our last change of the patch notes, he's just getting a change on his ult, his Typhoon, which will kind of allow people who get stuck in it have a little bit more leeway to get out of it. So they're getting like reduced strength on the Vortex and the reduce of the strength of the movement speed penalty. So it'll make it a little bit harder for him to lock people down with his ult, but he'll still remain pretty bursty. But that's all I got for you. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any questions, it is super brief, so if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. We can talk about things in depth if you want. Also, let me know if there's any other videos that you'd like to see, anything specific, maybe specific gods or stuff like that, and I'll see what I can do. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. My Twitter and Twitch are linked below as well if you'd like to support in other areas. But that's all I got for you. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you later.